Well, welcome back, Almeida Race Academy fans. After 6 weeks of hard battles on the track in the Formula Ford 1600 League Series, it's all come down to this, the All-Stars race, where invite only, our top drivers across all four splits have made it to Brands Hatch to take on the Indy circuit this evening. I am Rob Campbell. I'll be running production and commentary and hosting a little bit here in the booth as well. We've got Richard Swindells and new on the mic, Kyle Mills joining us for the first time. So we'll pop in, have a little chat with these fellows, and then we'll get on to the racing action here shortly. So, Richard, I know you've raced Indy a number of times, or sorry, Brands Hatch, as well as the Indy circuit a number of times here in the Formula Ford 1600. What do you think is going to shape out here tonight with all of our All-Stars?
Well, I think the All-Stars are well equipped for this track. Brands Hatch Indy is actually the very first circuit I ever raced in the Formula Ford, so it's kind of like coming back home for me. Nice short track. I think it's less than 2 kilometers long. We've got all our All-Stars here today, and they're looking to get things going, and everybody's looking to be, I guess, the king of the All-Stars tonight.
Yeah, it should be real hectic out there. I think last check, we're running somewhere around 25 cars or so. We got to give a quick shout out to Rich Meester, who let us know that there was an issue with the first session that we had to pop into the next session. There was a setup issue. So thanks to Rich Meester for letting us know in production. We greatly appreciate that. But Kyle, welcome into the booth. Have you done much driving in the Formula Ford 1600 and even more specifically around Brands Hatch?
I haven't done a lot of driving in the Formula Ford 1600, no, but I have ran at Indy or Brands Hatch multiple times. I think I've ran the Indy circuit once or twice. Definitely a very fast track, very short track, a lot of sweeping corners, easy to catch you out on. But like you said, this is the All-Star race. This is the invite. These guys are the ones who know what they're doing. So I'm excited to see some fine driving out here.
Yeah, you guys didn't really get to catch much of the league this season, but we did 6 rounds, and every single round was an absolute thrilling race. Came down to the line almost every race, with the coaches mixed in, trying to work their way through the field, getting extra bonus points for the drivers that were able to hold off coaches in battle. It was interesting. It was definitely fun to see. Now we've got the best of the best across all 4 splits intermingling here into a race, and I'm just having a quick look at qualifying as it's going, and we've got some guys from the lower splits who are giving the top split drivers a real challenge here. So let's take a quick look at the race. The drivers are going to have enough fuel to make it all the way around, and whether they're going to have to take a pit stop or not. So we'll see how that plays out here in a little bit, fellas. But I'll hand it over to you guys as we're picking up here with Hayden Brimley in 5th place right now in qualifying.
Yeah, Hayden's sitting 5th right now. We're just partway through, we're about halfway through this session. Hayden's sitting 5th, and it looks like Zoltan Zamoda just moved up to 4th, moving Hayden down to 6th. Just a couple more minutes left in this qualifying session. Like you said, Rob, it'll be very interesting what happens here. All season long, it was 3 50-minute races. Tonight, we got the one short race followed by a 40 minutes. So it's all a matter of, how's the field going to do? How are the tires going to go? Oh, we watch Hayden going way wide out onto the grass, but that's not necessarily a bad thing as long as you stay within track limits.
Certainly staying within track limits is going to kind of be key here, especially for qualifying. It's very easy to push a little hard here and just dip that tire a little too far into the grass and catch yourself out. We're looking roughly high 48 seconds are going to get you on the top row. We got Michael Dowden right now with a 48.7 sitting on provisional pole, with Andrew Moran just a 10th behind him. Kevin Adrian coming in very close there with a 48.8. It looks like it's going to be a very competitive qualifying session. Again, very short lap times here and very fast track for him to tackle.
Yeah, Andrew Moran, he was our top split season winner, and we expect great things tonight from him. We pick it up on board with Leon Bentvels, and Leon also had himself a great season. Leon always bringing his own crowd to watch the races. Leon doing great last week at Zandvoort, his home track. Leon looking to continue that tradition right now, sitting in 7th.
Yeah, right as you say that, actually, I take a look down here at our live chat, and we've got plenty of guys in here already cheering on Leon. So it seems like definitely a very popular driver here. Excited to see where he can finish out qualifying. He's still got 2.5 minutes left, so better part of 3 really hard push laps if he wants to get it done, give himself a little bit of time to figure it out.
No, it looks like Leon is done there and has done his 4 laps. We're going to pick it back up. Jeremy Childers going all the way out onto the grass and using a little bit of that AstroTurf, trying to maximize his corner exit. This is a real tough right-hander. It's kind of a double apex leading up to the finish of this lap, going on to the main pit straightaway here at Brands Hatch Indy.
Yeah, definitely. Corner 1 seems to be the one where you're going to gain or lose the most time around the Indy layout of this track. It's very, very technical, off camber down into that sweeping left-hander here where you can run just a little bit wide as we're on board here with Jeremy. You can see this. And then a heavy braking zone here into this hairpin right, and carrying that speed out of that corner is very crucial for your lap time here as well.
Yeah, the that little dip between corners 1 and 2 is very tricky. If you get too far off, if you just dip one part of a tire onto that off of the curbing and grass area and it into the real grass to the AstroTurf, that's going to send the car for a spin. But you've got to use all the track and a little bit then some to maximize your lap times. We're watching Jeremy Childers come around to complete what may be his final lap here. Jeremy looking to improve from 15th. Let's see where he goes.
And fortunately, it doesn't look like an improvement from Jeremy. He was definitely pushing. It looks like he may have another lap to go here, though. So, that last lap may have just been kind of a scouting lap for him. Push a little bit harder as we hop on board here with Daniel Zippy Salmon in this beautiful black and gold car here in the number 25 machine. I believe Daniel ended up joining the session just a little bit later, so doesn't have the time that everybody else had to get in here and set a lap.
Yeah, Daniel, founder of Pit Road Productions, making his appearance at the All-Star race today. Zippy, we're cheering for you.
As Zippy puts himself into 22nd position, 49.8, so he needs to find about another second in that lap time to be up there, mixing it up with the top 5 or 6 there. So, he really didn't have any time to practice. So coming in here like that is a bold strategy from him, but we got faith in him.
Yeah, Hayden Bramley giving us a great example of you have to use all of that AstroTurf on that corner exit and then maintain your pace. Once again, dipping in, it looks like the session has ended here and qualifying is over. We're just waiting for timing and scoring to finalize the results, and we'll give you a rundown.
Absolutely. And, as we were talking about before, and actually, we'll go ahead and take a second here and look at our top 10 real quick. We've got Michael Dowden starting in P1 with a 48.5, joined right behind him by Adrian Moran to lock out the front row. Kevin Adrian in third with Ian Joyner alongside him. Hayden Bramley in fifth. Mario Strelick in sixth. Zoltan Zamoter in seventh. Leon Bentvizelen, and I apologize, in eighth.
And you're going to give up here, and so I'll give it a shot. We've got Andre Svabata and Urs Muller rounding out your top 10. We'll take maybe a quick scroll through and look at the rest of our entries here tonight. Look for your favorite driver and see where they are.
We've got Daniel in 22nd, so I'm curious to see how he's able to get on, see if he can come through the field here. I've got faith in him, but a lot of these guys are very quick, so definitely going to be a good test for Zippy today.
Yeah, we got standing starts here in the Formula Ford, so we've got under a minute to go. We're just waiting for a couple of cars to grid, and then we will be racing here at Brands Hatch Indy. Our first heat, 15 minutes. We'll see how many laps. I'm guessing they're going to do, maybe close to 20 laps. I haven't done the math, but flags up. We're getting ready to get going here. Lights are lighting up. Let's go racing.
Yes, sir, and we are green, green, green as Michael gets a good start, able to stay here on pole position with a fantastic run into turn one. Mr. Adrian on his outside line is going to give him a little bit better opportunity to carry some speed through this downhill section into this tight corner we have here.
Yeah, Andrew Moran sitting second right now. Nice looks like a reasonable start here between all of our drivers. We've got Kevin Adrian sitting in third. We go in 2 wide right behind them, using all of the grass, and everybody getting through clean right there up at the front.
Yeah, definitely a fantastic start, which is something that we kind of were expecting in this league. These drivers are very competent, and this is the All-Star race. These guys are here for a reason. So that clean start, not much of a surprise here for us today.
Yeah, we've got, looks like we've got 27 cars on track, and all 27 cars still maintaining. We're picking up board Hayden Bramley going down right out at the exit of turn 1, using all of that exit AstroTurf, and we're going to let somebody going a little bit on the inside here. Not sure what happened there. We're going to continue following on with Hayden Bramley. Hayden doing a great job thus far, but up front we've got Kevin Adrian looking behind him, but Kevin Adrian following on the back of Andrew Moran and Michael Dowden at this stage.
Yeah, it's very close all the way through the field here. Looking at the timing here, we have 2 cars that have a gap of a second or larger here. So very tight-knit racing as we look back here at Steven Saunders with Bruce Miller and Jeremy Childers trying to get involved in that fight with him. And the field's just so close. We're going to have action this entire 15 minutes.
Yeah, just a nice short track. Pretty wide for these very small cars, and these drivers are going too wide. Oh, almost touching wheels there, but everybody looked like they're getting through clean this far. Whoa, that was really close. Lots of action. 2, almost 3 wide coming up here as we're going into turn number 2.
Yeah, this one of the reasons I love watching this series and series like this, whether it's Formula V or the 1600s, is the racing in these cars. I feel like is always very close. As we're on board here with Kane Halliburton, who's trying to make a run on Mr. Rich Mesters here today, going up into this sweeping right-hander onto the front straight.
The driver's still going on. If you'll notice here, if you're new to Almeida Racing League, we've got different colors. The different colors during the regular season represented the teams that they were assigned or put on. In the meantime, the different colors are certainly not at play here today. It looks like we have a little incident up ahead, and looks like we had Bruce Miller and Hayden Bramley. Kevin Adrian, who was up front, dropping down.
Yeah, that was Kevin, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Kevin was in third before that incident happened. Looks like we had Urs Miller involved in that. He ended up going wide. Was it maybe not the best region? No, he got away with that just fine. It looks like the incident had happened in front of him, left a lot of gravel on track for those guys to sort out through as we go back.
Looks like coming up the inside, and a little 3 cars trying to go into 1, and it just didn't work out there, unfortunately. If you're looking on board with our race today, the gold color cars, they are the Almeida Racing coaches. So typically during the season, they would start at the back and try to work their way up to the front, battling the students. And I'm not sure what's going on today in terms of that, whether they had to start at the back or not. But keep an eye out on drivers such as Kane Halliburton and the other gold cars and see how they do.
It's definitely an interesting way that they do that in this league, and I think it makes it very entertaining for not only us but for everyone watching as well. You get to see these coaches, progress with their students throughout the season that they do, the 6-race season, and you may have one driver that you've been working with all season who can't necessarily catch up to the coach, but by that last race, he's putting the brakes to him and fighting them all race long. So it definitely makes it a very interesting scenario, and I love that. Oh, as we have a small contact here, and Mark's unable to avoid that, unfortunately. Gets caught up and thrown out into the gravel here as we have more calls.
Looks like we had about 4 or 5 cars involved in that little incident. Rather unfortunate. But then it allowed a couple of our drivers, Daniel Zippy Salmon, moving up 4 places on the day. He's up to 18th now, taking advantage of that situation. As we go, we got a little tires locking, and Rich Meesters unfortunately getting spun going into turn number 2.
Yeah, it seems like turn 2 is starting to be the issue, a large issue here, as it looks like we had, I'm not sure who that was in the blue car there, but just seemed to lose it going over that off-camber corner that I was talking about earlier. It's hard to keep that traction going through there and carry your speed, and unfortunately it caught him out in that scenario, and he ended up collecting a couple cars there. As we go back on board here with Michael Dowden leading the pack away here with Andrew Moran, just 2/10 behind him, but they have built up a 4-second gap back to third, Mr. Leon Bentavizeller.
Yeah, that one's Leon Bentvelsen. It's a tough one, Kyle, but it's your first time here racing with us. Leon's fans will let us know if we're pronouncing his name wrong. So we're following on. We've got Andrew Moran all over the back of Michael Dowden, the teammates, but there's no team orders in this race. Everybody's in it for themselves. Andrew Moran always like being on top.
Yeah, definitely no papaya rules here today, as we're seeing a lot of teammates that all season long would have been working together, actually taking the advantage of this situation, allowing them to fight each other and race each other as they may have wanted to all season. So definitely makes for an entertaining race for us as we go on board here with Andrej, who is just behind Mario, with Alari behind him and Mr. Zoltan in front of Mario. It's a close battle here, and I love seeing these close battles on such a short track.
Yeah, Brands Hatch Indy makes for a perfect track combo with this Formula Ford 1600. Andres Vabata all over the back of Mario Strelic. Mario following closely on Zoltan Zomatar. And these three drivers, a little bit of a train here right now. A little bit of a gap to Rafael Romansky, Larry Arnio, and Jeremy. Oh, big incident. Sammy Hendricks looks like he is on his roof, and oh no, that might be his race done here.
Oh no.
Oh no.
4 cars collected here. Oh. I think that was one of those just unfortunate situations where someone had a bit of a run here. We'll wait to see the replay as we get just the tail end of this accident here. Sammy's come to a complete stop. He's doing everything that he needed to do there.
Yeah, a little bit of an unsafe rejoin. It looked like took out a car in the back as back end coming around, and not much we can do here, but Dominic hits the throttle and just looks like he may have moved into the way of a car coming up. But we're going to go back up to the leaders here. Andrew Moran's fallen back. Now he's 1 second back of Michael Dowden, who's increasing his pace. Man, looking at this, Kyle, that track is covered in debris.
Yeah, it is, and that's one of the things that we discussed, early on here, especially in qualifying, is catching these off tracks here. It's definitely an easy track to go off on and bring a little bit of debris back onto the track. But again, a lot of these guys they know what they're doing. They can deal with a little bit of debris on track. But when you put 2 cars side by side and you're off on that dirty side of the track, unexpecting, what the grip's going to be like out there, that may be why we're seeing a couple of the incidents that we're seeing today.
That's unfortunate. We're going to pick it back up a little back further back in the pack. Andrei Svoboda sitting there in 6th place, the number 7 car. He's still following along Mario Strelic. Still got the 1, 2, 3. It looks like we got 4 cars in this little battle now, and these guys, sitting mid-pack, they'd like to move up, but right now they've got a great battle going on for 4th place.
Yeah, as we have looks like Mr. Andres was going to go for a move on the inside there. Curious to see if he can carry the speed moving on to this tight left-hander here, carry his speed out onto this right-hander that's going to come up. I'm curious, Richard, if the guys are taking this little short 15-minute race we have here to kind of feel the tires out and see what their fuel levels are looking like for this 40-minute race that we have coming up soon. Maybe a little bit of strategy planning while trying to gain some positions in this little sprint race we have here.
Yeah, that would make some sense, because none of these drivers, not in a race format, have actually gone to 40 minutes. So wanting to know what's going to happen, what they can expect from the car, what they can expect from the tires. And not to mention, there is 8, the top 8 are inverted for the feature. So that also may play, as we watch a replay of Hilary Arnio going around, getting the back end a little bit loose, and spinning it out onto the gravel here.
Yeah, definitely outstanding from him, though, to allow that car to roll off the track and get out of the way here. As we go on board with the 4th place position man, Mr. Zoltan, with Mario and Andres right behind him, and looks like Rafael behind Andres. Definitely a tight battle here as we go on board with Rafael, as he may be able to get a run here. I know the draft is pretty potent in these little cars as we go down into turn 1.
Yeah, the draft is pretty potent, and it looks like Rafael has got that move done and dusted, as they say. The draft is potent, but there aren't a lot of long straightaways here at Brands Hatch Indy. We're not using the full Brands Hatch circuit where there are a little more drafting opportunities. Well, real tight racing. Kane Halliburton, he is our mover and shaker. Not unexpectedly, Kane up 16 positions thus far, 10 minutes into this 15-minute race.
Yeah, Kane definitely taking advantage of this short race format and making as many moves as he can early. As we're looking here at Hayden Bramley in 8th position without his nose on that car. Still able to fight off Kane behind, though. He's doing a fantastic job with the damage that he has sustained in that number 3 car.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of downforce on these Formula Ford cars, but losing that nose is certainly impacting a little bit of his aero, and Kane getting by quite quickly there. Hayden doing a great job holding off as long as he could, but there's only so much you can do when you're a damaged car and you're driving against one of the better coaches and faster drivers out here in this series.
Yeah, especially one as talented as Kane is. You know, I've as much as I haven't really been able to watch this series, I have heard that name, and his name does mean something in this iRacing community. He's a very fast driver.
That's for sure. We're going to pick it back up with Pierre Thoreau from France. Pierre sitting 13th place. He's up 3 positions on the day. Pierre following Steven Saunders, looking to make some gains. And right now, these two drivers are a little bit separated. We've got about half a second gap between them.
Yeah, half a second gap between them, and another looks like 2 seconds up the road we're going to find Jeremy. So they're going to have to A, work together here to pull themselves back up to Jeremy, or B, fight to the end here and see which one can prevail as we watch Mr. Jeremy Childers. Oh, on the inside, that's a very, very dangerous spot to have a spin. A lot of cars are going to be trying to get on that tight line and exit wide there.
Yeah, unfortunate for Jeremy. That's going to cost him a couple of positions, but no harm, no foul. Picking back up, we've got Kane Halliburton. Now Kane looking all over the back of Andre Svoboda. Kane is really moving it. 15-minute race, and Kane is getting it done. But following Kane, we've also got Brian Lockwood. Brian is up 17 positions. So these coaches are charging hard. They're trying to show the students that, hey, they're still the masters.
Absolutely. And, you know, they're trying to teach him another lesson here that I think is resolve. You know, watch, we can come from the back of this grid in a 15-minute race, and no matter what happens, we continue that charge. We're going to continue to gain places, which is always a great mindset to have as we go on board here. As we go on board here with Leon in 3rd, a lot of his fans I've seen definitely still cheering him on, and he's been having a great race, kind of keeping to his own, no mistakes, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with bronze.
No, the podium is a podium. You get to do a shoey if you want when you're up there, I think. So Leon looks like he's having back-to-back great weeks. Nice showing for him. We're going to pick it back up with Andre Svoboda. We are down to our final just a minute and 40 seconds, so just a couple of laps remaining, I believe. And 8th place is going to get pole for next race. So it's a matter of, do you really want to make advances? He's 3/4 of a second behind. That's going to be tough to make up. But, a little bit of a slide from Kane Halliburton up ahead. That allows Andre Svoboda to close up that gap. Don't know if he really wants to get that 7th place and let Kane get pole on him. But, hey, a position's a position.
I agree with you there. A position is a position, but like we were talking about, a little bit of strategy playing into this 15-minute race. A lot of times 15-minute races aren't going to lead to much strategy, but in this one, it's definitely going to be important. I think Andres has a plan set here. I think he's going to try and hold off Mr. Brian Lockwood behind and try and secure that pole position moving into our feature race here.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough position to be in because Brian Lockwood, one of the coaches, has had great pace all race long, and he'd like nothing better than to start up front, but he's doing his best to hold him off. We're watching Andre Svoboda trying to hold off Brian Lockwood. We're coming down here. It looks like we've just got maybe one more lap to go after this one, if I'm not mistaken. 28 seconds left on the clock, and one more lap, he's got to hold him off. We're going to go back up to the front. Michael Dowden, he's still maintaining about a 6/10 second gap. We've got the white flag from Barney. Let's see what happens here.
Yes, sir. White flag in the air, and Michael firmly in control here as we jump back to Andrej, who's still holding Brian off as we go down into our last time going into turn 1. Brian looks like he may have the run, but I'm not sure he's willing to risk sticking it up the inside of the student there. I think the master's going to sit back and watch what's going on here. I think if he wanted to get past, he would have made his intent known and gone for the move at this point.
Yeah, Andre's going a little defensive there, trying to do his best to hold him off, but we're going to pick it. We've got quite the battle here. We've got Rafael Romanski. Rafael following Mario Strelic and using all of the exit speed, but we've just got a couple of corners to go, and we're looking back behind, and it's looking like Brian Lockwood's trying to do everything he can, but meanwhile, Michael Dowden, our race victor. Great job by Michael, followed by Andrew Moran picking up second.
Yes, sir, and Mr. Leon in third. I know the fans will be happy about that as we go on board here with Mario Strelic coming across the line in fifth position. What an outstanding race from him. He was able to gain one position there and continue on as we watch Brian Lockwood back in ninth, I apologize. Andres was able to hold him off and secure that pole position for the feature race.
Yeah, great job by Andre holding off the coach. The coaches can teach you all they want, but it's up to you to implement those teachings they've given you, and looks like the student beat the master there.
Absolutely, it does, and it looks like we had just a 7/10 between first and second, another 4 seconds, almost 4.5 seconds back to third. So those top two drivers, Michael Dowden and Andrew Moran, able to kind of work together there. I know we said they were teammates, so able to work together and kind of pull a gap from third place there.
Yeah, so our Heat 1 results. Michael Dowden, our race winner by 7/10 over Andrew Moran. In third, we had Leon Bentvelzen, followed in fourth by Zoltan Zalmator. Mario Strelic rounds out our top five. Then we have Rafael Romanski, Andrei Svoboda, we've got Pierre Thoreau, Stephen Saunders, and Jeremy Childers rounding out the top 10.
Yes, we do. As we look down here into 11th, we have Urs Moeller, Ilari Arenio, Danny Zippy Solomon up from I believe he started 22nd. So a great showing from Zippy there. Angus Lemon in 14th, Kevin Adrian in 15th, Rich Meester 16th with Douglas Tom in 17th. 18th, we've got Erwin Vaughn. I'm not even going to attempt that. Kane Halliburton, unfortunate for him, down in 19th, and Brian Lockwood in 20th.
Yeah, I think the two guys in the 19th and 20th are showing, I think that might be a little bit of league rules, because they were definitely up in, it looked like 7th and 9th places, but those are our two coaches, so I think they move them to the back automatically so that they've got to try that back to front challenge once again. Unusual for the Almeida Racing League in the Formula Fords. Normally we're jumping right into our next race, but because the feature is 40 minutes long, we're giving a little bit of 5-minute warm-up and practice time and let the drivers get their bearings, reset after that quick 15-minute sprint. We're going to follow along and just watch the drivers do some practice laps. It looks like we've got about 5 or 6 cars out on the track right now. We're following along with Jeremy Childers.
Yeah,
Yes,
we should take a quick mention here, fellas. While we're in between, we get 5-minute warm-up here. Shout out to Andrei Svoboda. We featured him at the end of the last race. Just want to point out, Andre, 1.8K I rating. He was defending against Brian Lockwood, one of the coaches, 5.4K. Kane Halliburton, 9.2K, and he was no slouch there as well. So that shows you what you can really learn in the Almeida Race Academy as far as driving standards. A guy with 300% less I rating than the drivers he was competing against was able to hold his own. But well done to Andre. We'll see how he fares in the 40-minute race coming up. But while we got qualifying or warm-up going, we got a quick little promo here for the Almeida Racing Academy that we'll pop over to, and then we'll be back shortly.
The Almeida Racing League is growing fast. Hundreds of drivers, multiple splits, broadcasted races, and it's not just about individual winning, it's a team championship. You race with your own squad, you learn how to compete, and you grow together. And we don't throw you into the races blindly. Every week, we help you prepare with pit parties to train side-by-side battles, workshops with live coaching, 20 driving challenges with full tutorials, and even group raids into official iRacing races after the league night. For just $25 a month, this is the most complete training experience in sim racing. Join us as a member today to start your advanced training and racing with us. I'll see you.
Yeah, now we're back following along here with Zoltan Zalmator. Zoltan looks like he's out there. We've got just a minute and a half left in this little warm-up session before we grid up again for our 40-minute feature. I'm really looking forward to that based on what we saw earlier, Kyle.
Yeah, definitely a lot of close racing in them 15 minutes. I'm very curious to see what the drivers learned in their short 15 minutes there as far as tire wear, fuel usage, and how they're going to strategize into such a long race on such a short track where the cars are bunched up so close. It's definitely going to lead to a lot of action. I'm very excited to see this race.
Yeah, it's, Brands Hatch Indy is, I said earlier, the perfect circuit for this race in these cars. And 40 minutes, it's going to be interesting to see how does the fuel last? How much fuel are they going to have to stop to take, if any? Will the tires last 40 minutes? I mean, these are bias-plied tires, and I don't know if these cars have ever gone 40 minutes in a race in real life, at least none that I've ever seen, and wow, we're going to have some fun tonight.
Yeah, we most certainly are, and I'm very excited to see this as we go on board here with Jeremy Childers going out there just trying to feel out the track, get a couple more reps in before we get onto this race here. And it looks like we've got just a small gap behind him. Obviously, in practice it's not going to matter, but I'm curious to see if these guys are trying to fuel save in the draft a little bit on this very short straight that we have here.
Yeah, we're going to pick it up. We'll take a look at Dominic Xiao. And Dominic just completing his last lap, and we're going to go off practice. Warm-up is about to end, and then we are going to get ready to grid just another couple of minutes, and we'll be racing for the 40-minute feature, the Almeida Racing League All-Star Race. Can't wait.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In the Almeida League, I mean, everybody knows Swellio, especially in the iRacing community, and he's put together just such an amazing platform here. So super excited to watch these races.
Yeah, starting on pole, we've got Pierre Thorough, followed by Andrei Svoboda. Then we have Rafał Romanski, followed by Mario Strelic. In fifth, we've got Zoltan Zamator. Sixth, we've got Leon Bentvelsen. Seventh, Andrew Moran, followed by our race winner, Michael Dowden. In ninth, we've got Steven Saunders, followed by Jeremy Childers.
Yep, and moving on to 11th place here, we've got Urs Moller, Ilorano Aranio, Danny Zippy Zolomon in 13th in this race, Angus Lemon 14th, moving on down to Kevin Adrian 15th with Rich Meisters behind him, Douglas Thom in 17th, Erwin Vaughn in 18th alongside with our coaches Kane Halliburton and Brian Lockwood 19th and 20th respectfully, Felipe Mason 21st, Hayden Bromley 22nd.
There we go. And it looks like we're going green, and a great start. Looks like Pierre Thorough getting off to a great jump, holding off the hard-charging Andrei Svoboda. Rafał Romanski tucking in behind, going too wide through corner one, and Pierre Thorough holding off. Rafał Romanski following, and Andrei Svoboda following in third.
And again, looks like another clean start. I believe I did see one car lose it at the very end back there. Looks like that might have been a Mr. Kane Halliburton, I believe. Or was it March? It was Mark. A little unfortunate for him. I think he just came in with a little too much. Oh no, contact.
Yeah, got up into the back end. March Murder going off and getting off the racing line and dropping right to the back, but back on track. No harm, no foul. Continuing on, Pierre Thorough continuing his lead over Rafał Romanski. Andrei Svoboda sitting third, fourth. We've got cars going nose to tail. A couple of too wide back in the mid-pack, but everybody getting through cleanly at this stage of the race.
Absolutely. As we go on board here with Jeremy Childers looking to make a run here up into this tight right-hander corner. Man, what a tight field we have here. Obviously, we come to expect that on these short tracks, but it is awesome to watch this race unfold, especially with the amount of time that we have. I'm curious to see how strategy really plays into this.
Oh, that's for sure. And these Formula Fords, we're running a fixed series here today. The fixed series is definitely equalizes everybody. It's a matter of driver and adaptability. Going too wide, we're watching up ahead of Kevin Adrian, and way wide, and almost three wide coming around turn one. My goodness gracious. Oh, a little bit of contact, but everybody getting through cleanly.
I got to tell you, that was almost a perfect example of what the Swellio program can do for you. Kevin was able to make that move along the outside, hold the car on track as we see cars going off here. Let's see if we can. Oh no, we've got multiple cars in there. It looks like we've got Lockwood involved in that as well. That's unfortunate. I'm sure we'll have a replay of that here soon. But Adrian Moran in 4th position here with just a 0.4 of a second gap.
Yeah, we're going to take a look and just going way wide, but up ahead, the 2 cars were already off. Looks like our coach is a little out, and hopefully he can continue. We'll see. Oh, got on the inside, clipped the wall. Cars moving to the left to avoid, and there's 3 cars. Their races looks like they're out of it, and now at this stage we're going to get back on board. Pierre Thorough trying to hold off the hard-charging Rafael Romanski, and a little bit of a spin. It might have been a little bit of contact, and that takes out another car. Oh goodness, we got sliders, people spinning off the track behind, and that's not what we wanted to see in this all-star feature.
Definitely not what we want to see. Chaos everywhere. As it looks like our very own Daniel Zippy Salmon was involved in that as well. But to get back on track here, though, up into 8th for him. So, it's unfortunate to see the leaders have an incident like that, but it definitely allows some moving in the back of the field to take place.
Yeah, Zippy Salmon up 5 positions on the day so far. Zippy taking advantage, having a little bit of issues, but we're going to pick it back up with Zoltan Zomator. Zoltan tucking it tight on the inside line, trying to hold off the hard-charging Michael Dowden, our race 1 winner. Michael wanting to move back up to the front because, oh no, Rafael Romanski looked like he tipped a little tire off, and big spin there.
Yeah, definitely one of those places on track where it's easy to have that happen, as we have another car in the gravel behind him, bringing all that gravel back onto the track in such a fast section right there, where you're already feeling a little bit of the car twitching underneath you. Definitely makes for an interesting run up that hill into that tight right-hander there.
And these guys are charging hard and pushing hard. I don't think I can recall a race where I've seen that many cars in this league going off track that many times. And but so far, everybody's battling hard. We've got Andrew Moran now battling hard against Andre Svoboda. Andrew, no stranger to being in first place, and he's pushing it hard, trying to make a move around the outside. Andrew looks like he's got that job done here.
Able to make it stick, touching just a little bit of the gravel there, using all of that AstroTurf out there on the outside as we go on board here with Andres. It looks like just a little bit of tap there, but hey, rubbing is racing. Whether or not you're in an open wheel car like this or a GT car where you can door somebody, it's fair as long as you're clean, and it looks like that was a clean touch.
Yeah, I don't think he tried to do that, but definitely wanting to get all over the back of Andrew, because Andrew, once he gets up there, Andrew does not like to relinquish the lead, and pick it back up. Zoltan Zomator. Zoltan now charging hard, trying to get up to Andre. Well, we're going to go back with a crowd favorite, Leon Benfelsen. Leon sitting in 9th place. He's all over the back of Daniel Zippy Salmon. Leon going around the outside on entrance to turn 1. Zippy covering him off for now.
Absolutely. Looks like Leon just having to give up just a little bit there, just a slight lift going into that corner just to save himself the issue. Looks like we've got Leon's down 3 positions, unfortunately, with Zippy up 5. But Leon's not going to sit still and let this race end for him where he's at right now. He's going to continue to push through this field.
Yeah, we're only 5 minutes into a 40-minute race here, so drivers just settling in now at this stage, trying to find a position, getting into a comfortable groove, look at their fuel usage, trying to figure out a strategy. Long race to go. There's no sense making incidents right now that'll take you out of the race. It looks like we've already got 3 drivers a lap down, and guys up in the mid-pack are looking to continue on and fight for a good battle all the way for the 40 minutes.
Absolutely, and it looks like while we were on board with our number 2 car here, something happened with Angus Lemon. I saw him on our timing screen is dropping down from, I believe, 6th or 7th position. Something happened here. I believe it was an off-track, maybe a bit of a touch. And it looks like they try to go 3 wide into a 2 wide corner, and a couple cars caught up in that. And that would have been exactly what I saw on our timing screen there.
We'll pick it back up. We've got Douglas Tom running right now. Douglas, a little bit of the back end slipping out on him. I'm watching another car coming back in off track. My goodness, cars are everywhere tonight, and something I wasn't expecting to see. But once again, it's not a points race. This is the All-Star race, so you're not looking for season points here. You're looking for glory, one and done.
Absolutely, and it looks like another fastest lap from Hayden Bramley there, who's our big mover right now, up 15 positions back in 7th. So be expecting to see him continue to move through the field here. Again, that's one of those coaches that's he's going to try and show these guys, hey, look, this is what the Almeida Academy can teach you.
Yeah, Hayden doing a great job thus far. The coaches, Hayden sitting in 7th, looking at the back of it, Jeremy Childers, who is following Steven Saunders and Zoltan Zomatar. Look at these cars coming up, picking a lane. Steven Saunders jumping to the outside. Inside of him, Jeremy Childers. My goodness. Oh, this is getting real tight.
Yeah, very tight indeed there, Richard, as we come up through, again, this tight right-hander where you can make a position on the outside. This next corner is a left-hander, so if you can continue to carry that speed along the outside, you have the inside moving into this next corner. As it looks like it works out for Mr. Jeremy Childers there, getting past Hayden, so great move by him on the inside.
Oh, my goodness. This race has turned out to be everything we thought it would be and more. We're going to pick it back up. Looking at these cars coming around the final corner, leading onto that little uphill right-hand sweeping straightaway, leading into the very tough turn 1 where we're seeing a lot of people go off track. We've got Hayden Bramley looking to make some moves. He's our mover and shaker. Coach against student. Can the coach do it?
Oh,
no.
Looks like we have an incident here. Who was that just had an off track? He was able to gather it up and get the car back going again. So very impressive car control there. We love to see that. And that was Jeremy Childers, who had just made that fantastic move on Hayden just the lap before. So unfortunate for him. But again, this is one of those, it's a long race. You've got time to settle in. We're just at 8 minutes and 52 seconds right now. So a long time to go in this race.
Yeah, you can afford a minor mistake. It's the big ones where you get some damage that will take you out. That has not taken him out. Meanwhile, we're going to pick it back up with Ian Joyner. Ian Joyner, our student, up 15 positions. So he is the biggest mover of all the non-coaches. Ian Joyner having a great start to this 40-minute feature.
Yeah, Ian's having a great race so far with Jeremy just behind him, 0.3 of a second right behind him, with Kevin Adrian right behind him. So nice little 3-car battle there as we look on here to Zoltan in 5th. Another fantastic tight battle here with Hayden Bramley as Hayden goes towards the inside here, makes that move stick as we move into this fast right-hander leading back onto the front straight.
Yeah, Hayden now up to 5th place. Coach looking to make even more gains using all of the grass or the AstroTurf there. Following up here, we've got Philippe Masson. Philippe in the blue car, following on Urs Mueller. Philippe having a decent day thus far. He's up 5 positions and following on closely, trying to make advances on Urs Mueller, who's down 4. Urs doesn't want to drop anymore. Philippe definitely wanting to make another gain here.
And it's looking like he's going to go for the inside move here. You're going to have to be late on the brakes to make that stick and make yourself known as we move up into this fast uphill section. Again, still behind Urs here, but if he bides his time, I think he's going to be able to get this move done. He's definitely moving. Like we said, he's up 5 positions, so don't count him out yet at all.
Yeah, I'm noticing here in this race a lot of drivers making full use of the track, the gravel, the grass, everything. Looks like they've got an incident limit of 21 incident points allowed in a race, so it'd be interesting to see how good these drivers are doing and if anybody is going to approach that, because this is a 40-minute race. They're not used to doing that, and that may play a factor as we get later into this feature here.
Absolutely what I was thinking there too, Richard. These guys are used to these short sprint formats where they can, take advantage, not advantage, but definitely can afford to use a couple of their incident points, in such a short race. But with a long race like this, I got a feeling that you're onto something there. Those are going to add up quickly.
Yeah, I think like Kane Halliburton, I may be wrong, but my timing and scoring shows me he's had 12 off tracks, and we're only 12 minutes in here, so may want to keep it a little calmer while trying to advance, but time will tell. We're going to pick it back up. Steven Saunders being followed closely by Zoltan Zomatar, and we've got a nice battle going up the inside, around the outside, 2x2 going around into that turn 1, and drivers holding on tight. This is where we've seen most of the issues going on tonight so far.
Absolutely. Again, that's the fastest part of the track right there, especially with this layout. So that's where we're going to see a lot of moves carrying the speed down that front straight into that technical section there, as it looks like we have Mr. Leon getting around Steven there, able to make a position up in that fast section that we were just talking about. Crowd favorite making moves.
Yeah, Leon Benfelsen back up to 6th place where he started. Leon looking for a little more, not getting it just yet. We're following along. Look at these guys. We're going way wide. Jeremy Childers using all of the track on the outside line. Looks like he's trying to get it back under control. Jeremy going up. We're following him along here, going through the straightaway, going down into the tight right-hander downhill section. Man, these cars are using all that track. The cars, these Formula Fords get a little bit loose. You got to slide them a little bit, but maintain control. Look at it, real tight there, but no incidents found.
No incidents found. And again, these guys are no joke. We've got Steven up 1 position, Jeremy up 1 position, Kevin Adrian up 5. These guys know how to race clean, and they're going to give each other a hard time. But, you know, you got to think of the mental fortitude here. Steven's had Jeremy all over him, and that's, you know, lap by lap by lap, seeing that car in your mirror, it's got to eat away at confidence just a little bit. So definitely showing some resolve here from these guys.
Yeah, definitely. And we've got Jeremy Childers coming up at the outside of Steven Saunders this time. Jeremy Childers looking to make that move around the outside, which is the preferred way to make it. But, oh, we're getting real close. And, oh, maybe a little bit of a netcode, minor contact. And, wow, that is allowed. Oh, got a little incident here. Kevin Adrian looks like he's got spun around. And Steven Saunders involved. Looks like we may have had Kane Halliburton, Urs Mueller. Unfortunate incident there.
Yeah, Brian definitely the big benefactor of that little off-track incident there that caught up, let's see here, multiple cars caught up in this. We've got Steven gets a little loose here, runs up high into this fast right-hander, tries to, oh no, he's completely stayed out of it. It just looks like not a great rejoin, if I'm not mistaken here, and I believe that's what took out Kane.
Yeah, a little bit of netcode started that off too, and that's rather unfortunate. Drivers looking for a little more, but meanwhile, we're going to pick it back up. Leon Benfelsen. Wow, Leon, he was sitting there where he had started, but now that allows him, he's moving, he's up to 4th place. Ian Joyner, though, all over the back of him. Andrei Svoboda dropping 4 places so far in the day, but looking to get back where he was.
Yeah, Leon definitely a hard charger here, up 2 positions. He's sandwiched right smack between 2 of our largest movers, though. We've got Ian Joyner up 18 positions and Hayden up 19. So Leon not letting these guys shake him one bit. He knows what he's doing, so he's going to go out here and show these guys, hey, look, I'm in this position that I'm in for a reason.
Yeah, I love watching that camera angle there as we watch Leon Benfelsen going around the outside. Ian Joyner coming up the inside. Ian Joyner looking like he's got that move done, but no, we've got Leon Benfelsen fighting back on the inside. They're going 2 by 2, coming up to the tough double apex right-hander. We've got a little bit of a kink left-hander going into the right-hander, still too wide, and then Leon Benfelsen holding on, and Ian Joyner not giving up, though. 2 by 2, 3/4 away around this track. This is impressive racing.
Man, I got to tell you, this is exactly what I was talking about. These guys, they're going to race hard, they're going to race clean, and we're going to get an awesome showing for it as we look at Ian Joyner going for the inside here, but Leon's going to have that outside where he's able to carry a little bit more speed. It looks like they touch, and Leon gets just a little loose, able to grab it back up, though, and that puts him under threat there to Andrej, who's going for the inside move there, not able to make it stick. Leon's still able to hold him off.
Yeah, Zoltan Zomatar looking to take full advantage. Zoltan diving up the inside of Andrei Svoboda and not being able to make that stick either. Great tight racing, 16 minutes into this 40-minute.
Yeah, definitely plenty of action all over the track for the entirety of this 16 minutes so far, as we're back on board here with Zoltan as he's looking to make a move down this front straight here. Again, these cars not a long straight, but that draft is effective, and if you can get that outside line moving into turn 1, you can definitely make a move happen here.
Yeah, this has been certainly exciting, and the Formula Fords never disappoint, especially on a tight circuit like this. Look at these guys, we're battling hard. We got Zoltan Zomatar, Zoltan going up the inside, a little bit of touching, and oh my goodness, getting by, and wow, that was just incredible. I can't believe everybody held it together there.
No, that was definitely impressive. A little bit of a wiggle there, but everybody able to keep it together and keep it going. Jeremy Childers definitely making a move through there as we jump back on board with Ian Joyner up in 4th position with Leon heavy on his tail. Leon had that little bit of an off track earlier, but he's not letting him slow him down at all. He's right back on that rear bumper of Ian.
Yeah, we're 17 minutes in, and Leon Benvelsen looking quite strong today. Leon, a crowd favorite, as we said earlier. Leon all over the back of Ian Joyner. Ian Joyner, strong showing all season long in the Almeida Racing League top split. Ian, no stranger to the podium, sitting in 4th. He wants to move up, but meanwhile, he's got Leon Benvelsen saying, no, I don't want you there.
Absolutely, and this is one of our tightest battles on track right now. Just 3/10 separating them, 4/10 at the most is what we're seeing so far for the past multiple laps. So, you know, Ian definitely trying to run away a little bit here, but Leon's saying, nope, not going to have it. I'm sticking here with you.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if these drivers are going to be coming in for fuel. So far, we're not quite at the halfway point, but I just don't know how much fuel they have. Are they going to be able to get all the way to the end? Are they going to have a little splash? Do they need half a tank? We will find out.
I don't know. This is definitely one of those cars that I haven't spent a lot of time in, especially in for something this long. So I wish I had a little bit more information there as we look at Andres with a little bit of a slide, you know, just gets on that inside, rear starts to rotate out from underneath him. Luckily, he was able to get back on track with Zippy right behind him now. Zippy on the day up 2 positions, so he's looking to make some moves here. We're very proud of you here in the booth, Zippy.
Yeah, the Englishman driving on the English track. I think he's in his comfort zone here, doing a great showing. And normally we like to, you know, pick on him a little bit, but no picking on when he's up here. We're watching Zoltan Zomator coming into the pit, so looks like fuel is mandatory. Zoltan coming in, looks like a first of one of our top runners.
And I'm curious to see if Zoltan isn't just trying to go from the undercut here as we see Rich Meesters go into the pit as well. Not a lot of guys diving into the pit this lap, so I'm curious to see if these guys are trying to go for an undercut and how much fuel saving will be a possibility here for everyone else.
Yeah, normally I'm not a fan of an undercut unless you're taking tires. Doesn't really give you any advantage unless it's track space and clean air, because really if you feel you're being held up by somebody ahead of you, that's when an undercut may work when you're not taking tires. Zoltan back on track now.
As we watch our leader with an off track here, definitely, you know, the tires are starting to feel it. We've been racing for 19 minutes now, almost 20 minutes, which is 5 minutes longer than these guys are used to, as it looks like Brian Lockwood's moving into the pits here, on board with Leon again, still trying to get past Ian. Oh, as we have contact between the two, looks like we're okay, though. Looks like we're okay.
Yeah, a little bit of a bump there from Leon Benvelsen on Ian Joyner, but everybody continues on, and looks like no damage has been caused. Jeremy Childers following these two closely.
Yeah, I was trying to take a look there to see if I could see damage on the cars, and I couldn't see any. As we go on board here with Erwin von Bressendorf, who is running a fantastic race here, up 7 positions. Urs Mueller right behind him, definitely showing his mirror, hey, look, I'm here. And but Erwin not phased at all. He's seeming to continue on with fantastic pace. Again, big mover here with 7 positions gained.
Yeah, thus far, looks like we've got about half a dozen of our drivers making regularly scheduled pit stops. Times ranging from the 15 second to 20 second mark. So it'll be interesting to see when the rest of our leaders move into the pit lane. We're following along with Mark Schmurder. Mark sitting in 12th right now, just 2/10 behind Urs Mueller, who is 2/10 behind Erwin von Bressendorf.
And I tell you, Richard, I'm very curious to see our early pitters who came in before the 20-minute mark. How much fuel did they take on? How much fuel is everyone else taking on? Are we going to have anybody cutting it really close at the line there? It was almost right at the halfway mark that people started to pit. So I'm curious to see how all of this plays out at the end.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting. Based on the pit times, it doesn't look like they were taking tires. the drivers feel that is not going to be advantageous to them. Ian Joyner, meanwhile, continuing to hold up Leon Benvelzen and Jeremy Childers. Drivers going out using all of that AstroTurf, the preferred line. Ian Joyner getting back out, making a wide entry into these final sweeping double apex right-hander, leading on to the pit straight.
As we go on board here with Leon still chasing down Ian, this is gaining up to be one of the better fights on track. You know, Leon's been doing nothing but fill in Ian's mirror this entire race. And again, as we go back to that mental fortitude, we're now 22 minutes into this race. How much of Ian's mirrors can be filled by Leon before something happens here? I'm definitely curious to see how this race plays out.
Yeah, while this is going on, it looks like Daniel Zippy Salmon is coming for his scheduled pit stop. We're going to pick it back up with Sammy Hendricks. Sammy now getting very, very close to Jeremy Childers. Looks like these two drivers are battling hard. Sammy is up 19 positions and looking up the inside. Sammy looks like he's got that move done, and Jeremy Childers relinquishes the position.
Yeah, a little bit of a mistake there from Jeremy. Just goes a little wide. Nothing to write home about, but just enough that's going to allow Sammy to slip down the inside there and take that position from him as we move on to the front straight. And as you say, Sammy now up 20 positions in this race, so he's not sticking around for anybody. He's looking to make some moves here in 6th place.
Yeah, good job, Sammy. I believe he may be one of the coaches. If not, maybe he should be with the results like that. We're going to pick it back. He is one of the junior coaches. That's why he's not driving the gold livery.
Yeah, the white and gold, I believe, for the junior coaches here, and the black and gold for the coaches on track. As we go on board here with Bruce Muller, who is all over Irwin still. This has been a tight battle that we've been watching. March Schmerder is right behind them as well. So, you know, we've got a nice 3-car battle here for 10th place. Or I apologize, for 9th place. So definitely an interesting one to watch how it develops.
Yeah, and as we continue on, we're 24 minutes into this 40-minute feature. With such a short lap, I think we're going to start running into traffic with cars getting a lap down. So that'll be interesting to see how traffic plays out in this. Not something they're really used to when they're running only 15-minute races. And I think that may play a part in the finishing order of this race.
Absolutely, man. I have to agree with you there. I come from a man who races a lot of multi-class race, so I'm very comfortable in traffic. But a lot of these guys that race these open wheel cars and these short race limits like this, not really comfortable, or not comfortable, I should say, but not used to having a battle through traffic like that. So you bring up a fantastic point there as we go on board here with Danny Zippy Salmon, who has been in for his pit. He's right behind Steven Saunders and Kevin Adrian all over the back of these guys as we see Steven going on the outside line here. Zippy looking towards the inside there as we get a little bit wide there. Going on board with Steven again here.
Yeah, the drivers battling very, very hard. Steven Saunders trying to hold off Daniel Salmon. Andres Svoboda right behind them. These guys are having a great battle. 2/3 of the way through this race. My goodness, we didn't think Zippy had it in him, and he's proven that he is a master of everything here tonight. Picking up Steven Saunders, looking at the back of Mark Schmerder, it looks like we've got another driver coming into pit lane. It looks like Mark Schmerder's making his scheduled stop.
Yeah, it looks like we've got Mark and Angus coming into pit now as we go back on board with Pierre Thoreau. Pierre having a not so great race right now. He's down 16 positions with Felipe right behind him, looking to put some pressure on him. Pierre, you know, they do say that the French have fortitude, so very curious to see how this race ends up for him.
Yeah, he started on pole. He's already had a scheduled pit stop. Not the race he was looking for, but pick it back up with the leader, Andrew Moran. Andrew now coming in for his scheduled pit stop. Andrew trying to hit those, not. And one thing with these cars, they do not have a pit limiter, if I recall. So you got to be very delicate and very careful not to incur a penalty on pit lane. Not like driving in one of the GT cars or one of the faster formula cars. Ian Joyner also joining, because if you got to manually control the speed. A little bit of you go a little too fast, and that penalty is going to cost you massive time on this short track.
Absolutely. And I'm curious to see, we're 26 minutes into this race and the leader just now pit. We had guys coming into the pits with 18 minutes into the race. So I know these cars don't use a lot of fuel, but I'm curious to see how taking on that less fuel, you're going to save a lot of time. Curious to see how that plays out for our early stoppers here as we're on board with Sammy Hendricks chasing down Brian Lockwood here.
Yeah, Brian Lockwood, one of our coaches. Brian having a great first race. Brian looking to repeat that and keep moving up the field. Be very interesting once we've got the last racer in and all of our pit stops done. See how everything shakes out.
Absolutely. And it sounds like everyone has pits. So once we get Michael Dowden out of the pits here, and who else is in there with him? The number, I can't tell what number that is. Michael Dowden still in the pits. This is a long pit stop for him, as it looks like Bruce able to get out of the pits longer than him. I'm curious to see why that was such a long, or what felt like a long pit for him.
Yeah, he was in the pit in the stall for 1 second longer than Andrew Moran. Just felt like longer because we're not used to taking 17 seconds for these cars to fill up, but we're going to go back up to the front. Now we've got ourselves a little battle here. We've got Michael Dowden battling hard. Michael Dowden continuing to maintain second place.
Yeah, and it looks like that was a lap car that he was there with. So as you were speaking on earlier, that lap traffic definitely going to become a factor in this race, something these guys aren't necessarily used to. So curious to see how this all plays out as we're on board with Sammy here, still chasing down Brian Lockwood. We've got 2/10 between them, and coming onto this straight here, whereas if Sammy can stick on that rear bumper, he's going to get a good little run down into turn one.
Yeah, Sammy, sixth place right now. Sammy with Jeremy Childers. Jeremy having a fine effort. He's up 3 positions. Not quite as fast as the guys ahead of him, but still maintaining great pace.
Yeah, and Sammy, again, as we mentioned before, a big mover up 20 positions as we're on board with Hayden Bramley here. Another big mover up 19 positions with Ian Joyner, also up 19 positions on his rear bumper. Ian, as we saw in that tight battle earlier with Leon. So curious to see how this all looks out as we have Mr. Hayden going wide there. Going to give Ian an opportunity to close that gap just a little bit here, Richard.
Yeah, Hayden Bramley doing a great job. He's up 9 positions, but so is Ian Joyner. Ian Joyner up 19 positions, looking for 20 positions. Ian Joyner having a great battle coming around the final corner. Great exit. Can he get the move done? And wow, they're going in, and it looks like they're going to maybe go 2 by 2 going down this downhill right-hand sweeper. Ian Joyner backing out of it, looking to take advantage a little later on.
Yeah, I think Ian was hoping he was going to go a little wide there so he could carry that speed up the inside line, get the inside move into here. But, Hayden saying, not today. I'm going to stay where I'm at. So curious to see how this fight develops. Hayden, if I'm not mistaken, ahead as a coach. So Ian showing these guys, look, the master is about to become the student.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to get to broadcast last week's race, and these coaches really, really know how to shine, but the students aren't afraid to battle hard, and we're going to pick it right back up. We're looking at Dominic Sau from Italy, our Italian driver, doing a decent job today. He's up 3 positions, sitting, oh no, a little bit of a spin, and that causes another spin in behind him, wisely getting off the racing line and avoiding any further incident.
And it looks like that was Irwin who had the spin behind him. I think he was just a little caught out. Wasn't expecting to see that car spun in front of him, so he locked it up a little bit, was able to get the car off track and not cause any further incidents. So good job by Irwin there as we go back on board with Ian, who looks like he was able to get around Hayden. Ian, a big mover, 20 positions up, drops Hayden back down to 4th position as we look here. Whoa! And we get a little bit of a sketchy moment there. Ian takes full advantage of that, says, thank you very much. I'll be having this inside line in that position.
Yeah, that's a great opportunity and a great passing opportunity. I mean, to maximize your speed, you want to use all of the track and all of that AstroTurf, but it looked like Hayden used a little more than he needed to, and that caused the incident. We're going to pick it back up. Andre Svoboda. Andre battling hard. He has got Daniel Zippy Salmon ahead of him, as Steven Saunders behind him. Let's see what happens here as we go down the pit straight.
Absolutely, and again, I'm starting to believe that turn one's going to be our favorite passing opportunity here. You know, you would think that maybe some of these tighter corners where you can get heavy on the brakes here, but carrying speed into turn one seems to be the move here. As we're looking at Zippy here, trying to hold off Andrej behind. Steven Saunders right behind him, and Leon, a crowd favorite in this battle as well. And that 23 car right there.
Yeah, Leon not having the race he wanted. He was in the pit stall double the time of the guys ahead of him. He was 38 seconds in his pits, over a minute from entry to exit. I'm wondering if he took tires when nobody else did, and that may play for some benefits later on in the race, but we've only got just over 8 minutes to go. I don't know if tires were necessarily a wise decision.
Yeah, I think that may be one of those things where because they're not used to pit stops, he might have forgotten to uncheck those tires, and by the time he got in, it was too late. Or Leon knows something that we don't, and he's about to put on a masterclass. So curious to see how this ends up for him.
Yeah, well, we will find out shortly. We're going to pick it back up. We've got Leon. He's in 13th place. Oh, getting the back end a little squirrely. The tires not gripping as hard as he was expecting there. That allows Steven Saunders to dive up the inside. And wow, these guys are still battling hard this late in the race, this deep in the field. That's what we want to see at the Almeida Racing League. A good close racing up and down the field. Doesn't matter whether you're near the top, near the bottom. You've got somebody to battle. Practice that racecraft that you've learned all season long.
Absolutely, as we go on board here with Pierre Thoreau in 15th position. Again, not having the race he wants to have, down 14 positions, but he is tight there with Andrej and Leon just right ahead, a full pack of cars ahead. So all it takes is one little mistake, and Pierre's going to be back in this.
Yeah, I feel for Pierre. I've been in those inverted fields where I got pole by finishing in the correct spot, and it's really tough when you're battling guys who may have just a little more pace than you. But he has not given up yet, continuing on that fight, looking to move up. He's battling hard, but he's following Andre Svoboda, but we're going to pick it back up. Daniel Zippy Salmon still holding off Steven Saunders. He's got Kevin Adrian, Rafael Romansky ahead of them. A nice little, looks like 6-car train going on here.
Absolutely. Tight racing still all throughout the field. A little bit of back markers getting included in that now too. So definitely going to be interesting as we see Steven starting to get a run here on Zippy down into turn one. Curious to see if he can get just enough speed to maybe go for that outside line, maybe try and throw Zippy off a little bit and tuck down to the inside, or if we're just going to wait this one out. And as we have a move here. Oh, and it takes Zippy out, but it looks like we were right. Steven the beneficiary, though. Unfortunate to see Leon involved in that. I know definitely a crowd favorite. He was trying to make some moves and get back involved in this race.
Yeah, Zippy got a little bit lucky there. Although he did have a spin, he managed to maintain the car and keep control and keep moving forward. So just a little bit, it looked like a little bit of netcode maybe that happened there. And that is a tough corner. I've driven these cars on this track, and once you come over that crest of that hill, making that sharp right hand or the sweeping right-hander, back end wants to get a little bit loose, and once that does, you're going to lose a little bit of speed in the car behind you. There's not much they can do. It's too late at that stage.
Absolutely. Definitely the fastest portion of the track right there. So when you make a mistake, it's kind of hard to gather it back up. As we go on board here with Hayden Bramley in third position with Ian Joyner right behind him. We go on board here with Hayden. It looks like Ian just went a little wide. Exactly what Ian did to Hayden earlier. Hayden said, "I will have that back. Thank you very much."
Yeah, this is a great battle for the final podium spot, and pick it right back up. We're going on. We're watching coming around the first corner. Look at these guys. Oh, just a little bit of a bump. Push it a little bit wide, but Ian Joyner going up the inside, out the outside. Hayden Bramley covering him off on the inside going into turn 2 here.
Yeah, as it looks like Ian making a move towards the outside, see if he can carry this speed as we go too wide into this corner here. Oh, and Ian's still there. He said, "I am here. I am not going anywhere." And look, he's going to be on the outside of this corner, but then he's going to have the inside line moving onto this front straight here. So going to give Hayden a bit of a drafting opportunity here. And going down into turn 1, I have a feeling we're still going to be too wide between these two.
Yeah, turn 1 is going to be very, very interesting. Too wide. They're 9 seconds behind Michael Dowden ahead of them, so they are battling hard for that third and final podium position. Coming around, we're going to watch them go too wide through corner 1. Too wide, never necessarily a good idea, but drivers making it clean, giving each other space, battling hard. Ian Joyner up the inside, Hayden Bramley up the outside. Here we go.
Yeah, this is just great stuff to watch, and this is the closest battle we have on track right now as we go on board with Brian Lockwood, who's getting a fantastic view of this fight up ahead, and he says, you know what, gentlemen, you guys go ahead and keep fighting. I'm just going to take advantage of this and make my way on up to this action here. So I have a feeling if Ian and Hayden keep fighting like this, we're going to have a 3-wide situation here soon.
Yeah, sitting in the back seat driver, as we like to say, Brian Lockwood, having a great view of all this action. And sometimes that's the place to be, because going into this tough turn 1, these two guys touch. That's going to give Brian Lockwood the opportunity to take full advantage as he closes up hard as they go too wide.
Absolutely, and behind Brian is Sammy Hendricks, again up 20
Whoa.
positions as we have a fantastic move here, and it looks like Brian saying again, look, I'm going to take advantage of this. You guys have been fighting the past 3 laps. I've been waiting my time. My time has come. I am here, as we watch Hayden here trying to come back from that. Hayden definitely the big loser on that situation there, but don't count him out. All 3 of these drivers very aggressive, very talented, so we're going to continue to see this fight rage on for the last 3 minutes that we have here in this race.
Yeah, this has been fantastic racing, but let's see if this lap traffic up ahead plays a part in this. These 3 cars battling hard for that 3rd and final podium position. Lap traffic just looks like 1 second ahead of them, and they're going to be closing on quick. Let's see if these guys move out of the way, or it's going to make it a little bit difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, this isn't multi-class racing, and this isn't normally the length of time that they run, so definitely throwing in some extra variables here as we have getting very close to some lap traffic there. Looks like that was Angus Lemon, who is now going to become a grass-cutting expeditionaire out there. Not much he could do, though. Those guys were coming through.
Yeah, the Formula 4 not known for its rally heritage, but doing a little rally racing there, and my goodness gracious, we've got Hayden Bramley. He's got a great battle going on. We're going to pick it back up, though, with Andre Svoboda. Andre sitting in 12th place. He's all over the back of Steven Saunders. My goodness, battles up and down the field. Andre looking to make some moves. He's down 10 positions, trying to gain back, trying to claw back, get back to where, he thinks he should be at this stage.
Absolutely, and this is the next closest battle we have on track right now as we look at Douglas Thom, who looks like he had a little bit of an off-track moment there, able to gather it back up and get back on a track as we're on board with Andrew Moran, who's sitting comfortably in the lead right now. But as we were saying, a lot of lap traffic getting involved here. He's just 2 seconds out from Felipe Mason, so curious to see how this plays out for Andrew and Michael Dowden.
Yeah, the lap traffic is playing a part. It looks like the guys are doing their best to get out of the way. I think that's what happened with Tom earlier, Douglas Tom moving out of the way and taking a little off-track excursion. We're going to pick it back up at Pierre Thoreau. Pierre is still battling hard all over the back of Andre Svoboda and Steven Saunders. These drivers, 39 minutes in. We've just got what looks like 1 or 2 laps remaining, looking for every opportunity they can to advance their position.
Absolutely, and this race definitely has not disappointed as it looks like Pierre's going to get a run down into turn 1 here. If he can hold that inside line, he's going to make this move here. Hopefully he can make it stick. We're going to see Steven on the outside. Pierre tucks it in, able to keep it gathered, and looks like he's going to get that position made unless we have a fight back here on the inside into this tight right-hander, and we do not. So Pierre making that move stick. Going to go see if he can't go chase down Steven there as we're back on board with Andrew Moran. Last lap coming up.
Yeah, Andrew Moran, he has led this race basically almost from the get-go. Andrew Moran, no surprise, points leader, championship leader in the Almeida Racing League top split, and looking to cement his victory in the All-Star race. We're picking back up Brian Lockwood, Hayden Bramley all over the back of him, Sammy Hendricks all over the back of him. But we're going to go back up to our leader, watch him take the checker flag. We've got Andrew Moran coming around. Andrew Moran with the victory.
Absolutely, and Michael Dowden in P2, and in that tight fight we had between Ian, Hayden, and Brian, looks like we're going to have Ian bringing it home in 3rd, Hayden in 4th, and Brian Lockwood in 6th as we watch him come across the line here. It's not looking like anybody's going to be able to make any moves here, so going to kind of lock it out there with Hayden, Sammy, and Brian finishing where they were there.
Yeah, we're going to follow along with Leon Benfels, and Leon 13th place this race. I think that pit strategy did not pay off for Leon here, but Leon battling hard against Daniel Zippy Salmon. Daniel wanting to hold off Leon. Leon wanting that position, but it looks like Daniel is going to hold off Leon for the position and 12th place.
Absolutely, and a little unfortunate for Leon. I honestly think what happened there is they're not used to having to pit in these long races. He forgot to uncheck the tires, and that caught him out, is what it's looking like here. As we're on board with Kevin Adrian, 14th place. He finished one position ahead of where he started. Bruce Miller down 7, so not having the race that he wanted to have. Felipe Mason in 16th. He gained 5 positions, so moving up for him as well. So was definitely a fun race. We knew it was going to mix things up with pit strategy. No one really knew what to expect here.
Yeah, it was a fantastic all-star race to conclude this Formula Ford season in the Almeida Racing League. But picking it up, our race winner, Andrew Moran. In second place, Michael Dowden. Third, we had the hard-charging Ian Joyner, followed in fourth by Sammy Hendricks. And in fifth, Brian Lockwood.
Yeah, 6th place, we've got Jeremy Childers with Zoltan Zomatar right behind him. Rafael Romansky in 8th position. Steven Saunders in 9th with High Pre Racing. Andres Sabota in 10th. And Daniel Zippy Zolomon, Salmon, I do it all the time, in 11th.
Yeah, and then we had Leon Bentvelsen in 12th, followed by Kevin Adrian, Hayden Bramley, Pierre Thoreau finishing a lap down, followed by Philippe Masson. Then Mark Schmierder, Ernst Mueller, Mario Strelak, rounding out our finishers on 1 lap down.
Yeah, and now with 2 laps down, we've got, looks like Dominic Sau, Erwin von Bressendorf, Rich Meisters, Angus Lemon, 3 laps down, Douglas Thom, 3 laps down. Not the race these guys were looking to have. Daniel Kincaid kind of got caught up in an early situation with 8 laps down, and then Kane Halliburton and Ilario Oranio, got caught up early in some issues, and that kind of ruined their race for them from there on out.
Yeah, well, that was a great way to conclude the season. Nice all-star race. We had drivers from multiple splits in there battling hard. Exciting race, 40 minutes long. We had action up and down the field. I was very impressed with the good, close, tight racing. We had a couple of contacts, but nothing too serious. All the drivers looking to have a little bit of fun and fighting for glory tonight.
Absolutely, and it looks like we're going to bring on our race winner here, Mr. Andrew Moran, here in just a minute, and get his input on the race. Andrew, fantastic win from you today. It looked like it was hard fought for sure. You had gained 6 positions this race. How are we feeling after that?
Yeah, it was good. The start was a bit chaotic. I really didn't know what other people's pace would be this week, so yeah, it was a bit sketch. But it was fun. I like this track. I wish we had done the actual format of the Formula Ford Festival. But this is the most prestigious, track to win at for real life Formula Ford, so it's fun. It's cool.
Absolutely, and a little bit different for you guys here, a 40-minute race. I think you were one of our late stoppers. How did that pit strategy kind of play out into this race? Were you able to fuel save a little bit out there in the lead, or what was that looking like for you?
I wish I could have. I would have more, but Michael was pretty quick and keeping me honest, so I was definitely just going, and I was lucky he actually burned. It seemed like he did save some fuel, but he missed. I don't know if he took too much in pit stop or what, but I've done a few races like this in other formulas, and it's usually best to just go to the end, have the low fuel, unless you're really stuck in like a train of 3 or 4 cars. It's not worth stopping.
Absolutely, and we love hearing from you, Andrew. Again, everybody keep in mind, this is our season champion that we're talking to here. So winner today and winner overall. Absolutely great showing from you, Andrew. We love watching you drive today. It was very clean, very calculated, and an outstanding drive from you.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
And we're going to see if we've got anybody else looking for interviews. Meanwhile, Andrew Moran, as you said, great race tonight. Great racing all season long. Looks like we may have Michael Dowden in the interview room here. Michael, are you with us?
Yep.
Yeah, congratulations on second place. It looks like Andrew may have had a little bit much there. How'd that race go for you?
The first race went pretty well. Starting from pole, got out easy lead with Andrew, and we just kind of strolled right to the end. Second race is definitely a struggle with the lap traffic and trying to save fuel. I ended up pitting a lap later than Andrew, but I sputtered into the pits. I didn't quite make it, but that was pretty much my best shot at trying to get ahead of him like that. I ended up getting
Yeah,
back to Andrew after the pit stop, but yeah, just not enough time.
yeah. When you're running fixed series and you've got similar pace, alternate fuel strategies certainly is the one best way to make advances. Unfortunate for that sputtering, but overall, you had a decent season. How did it go for you? I mean, you had a good season, a pretty good all-star race. I mean, great the first heat race. So, what are your thoughts on the season and the all-star race?
I think it's gone like pretty well. The beginning of the season was a little rough start, but I had to miss 2 rounds just due to scheduling, which was tough. But all the rounds I did make, I thought went super well, and I think I really improved a lot. I didn't really like notice until I hopped in another car the other day, started driving. I felt like I picked it up like way faster than I was before. So
Well,
shout out to
yeah,
the academy.
that's the whole
They've done a
point
great
of the
job.
academy. Yeah, that's the whole point of the academy. It's here to improve drivers, improve their racecraft, improve their pace, and as you said, it looks like it's paid off for you, even though you don't notice it. Um, the efforts and the time put in, looks like it was well worth it. Congratulations once again. We look forward to seeing what happens in the future with the academy and Michael Dowden.
Thank you, Richard, and thank you guys for the broadcast all season long.
Thanks, Michael.
Absolutely great to hear from Michael. Outstanding drive from him. And it looks like we're going to try and get Ian Joyner in here next. Ian, a big mover today, up 20 positions, fighting with Hayden and Sammy, shaking it up the whole time. It was definitely one of the more entertaining fights on track. How did you feel that started out a 2-car battle, ended up a 3-car battle, and you were able to prevail? How was that for you?
Yeah, it was loads of fun. Really happy to get up towards the front. I had just ace fun racing with Hayden. I could see Brian coming in. It probably wasn't realistic that we were going to catch Andrew and Michael, so we just fought like hell for 3rd place. And I was a bit lucky the way it worked out with Brian, because I ran a little deep. Luckily we didn't die. But it gave Brian the opportunity to get in the inside, and I think with another lap car I just got a little gap, and then that was it. There's only 2 laps to go anyway. But yeah, it's great fun. Just happy to survive. It's there's so many people on track, such a short lap. It was constant lapping. Yeah, it wasn't. I think I can't remember where I started. 23rd, I think. I also, just because it's only 30-second gap, I didn't have my gloves on when the green light went. So thanks to everyone who's behind me who didn't drive straight into the back of me. So I think I was dead last, except I think maybe Kane started from the pits. So
Yeah.
it wasn't the cleanest, best start, but yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Well, it may not have been one of the cleanest and best starts, but I tell you what, you were able to move through that traffic, whether gloves or not. You were making moves, Ian, and it was absolutely one of our favorite races to watch on track as it played out. Is there anything different that you felt about this race with pitch strategy or tires? How were you feeling with everything today?
I do know this track quite well, but I hadn't done a lot of prep up to today, so I think it's the first time I've driven it since the car changed. It all felt fine, to be honest. It's the same setup I think we've been running the whole time. Wasn't really very clever with the strategy, I think, because the laps are so short here. You never quite know where you're going to go, but I didn't think I could go less than 8 litres, so just put that in and it seemed to work out about the same as everyone. I think Hayden maybe put 9 in or something somewhere else, because I think that's when I was with him after the pits. And then the tyres now, they don't really seem to overheat that much through the race. You just need to not be super aggressive.
Absolutely. Well, not being super aggressive definitely paid out for you today. A beautiful 3rd place finish. Ian, before we let you go, anybody you want to shout out here? Anybody to thank?
Yes, thanks to the league, really. It's fun one to put on. I think this was added late, so yeah, thanks to all the media guys. Well done too.
Andrew and Michael, thanks to Hayden for the race. Yeah, thanks to Brian for recent coaching tips. Always helping.
Absolutely. Coaching tips definitely paying off for you. A beautiful third place finish from Ian Joyner today after a tough battle. Looking forward to seeing you progress as a driver, Ian.
Thank you.
Okay, fellas, we got one last interview left. We'll bring in Coach Brian Lockwood. Brian, we saw you up and down the field, mixing a bunch of incidents throughout this one and some great battles. But this is a great way to wrap up the season here at Almeida Race Academy. I've kind of got a sneak peek of what's coming for the in-between season. I'm looking forward to it, but you want to give us a little speech here on how the season went for you folks over on your end?
Sure. I think it's been quite an amazing season, and this really showed in the first few laps of race 1. I think showed this really clearly. Some of the pit party practices last night. I've never seen a group of beginner to intermediate drivers race this hard, this well. Everybody's doing a really great job of soaking in what we're putting together in the workshops, taking opportunities to learn and improve. Man, it's beautiful to watch. We had a really fun season. I think this was a really cool way to cap it off. And next season's going to be really interesting. We're going to be doing 4 different cars, 4 different tracks in 4 weeks. And a big purpose of that is to help develop what we've learned over the past couple seasons in a way that, okay, how do we apply this stuff quickly to new scenarios? How do we apply these structures, these approaches to new cars, even though it's going to feel totally different, still have the same goals, still have the same processes? So it'll be really good to see. It'll be really good for development for that reason. And also it'll be great for us coaches to have an eye on how well, what gaps the group has, where we might need to focus, where we're strong. Everybody's generally getting faster, but we can get a little bit more of a detailed view into that. Also, it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, 4 different cars. We've got the LMP3. We've got the Pro Trucks on a road course. We've got the F4 and the Legends car. It's going to be a really, really fun season and lots of learning value too. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are too.
Yeah, like I said, I saw a sneak peek of it. We were told not to mention anything, so I'm glad you put it out there. But it's definitely an eclectic list of car and track combos coming up. I can't wait to see it. But going on what you had said about the program, the development of it, we made mention of it during the heat race at the start, where I believe it was Andre Savoda got himself up into P9, P10. I think he was kind of found himself in between Kane and yourself at 1800 iRating, being able to battle with you guys at 2 to 3 to 5 times his iRating. Well done for him. It definitely speaks out the quality of the league and the teaching that's done. So well done for him, and hats off to Almeida.
Well done. Yeah, isn't it incredible? I just want to take a second. Andre specifically, you did a great job, but in general, not just the skills that these guys have, but the confidence that they're developing. Like you said, an 1800 iRating went toe-to-toe against me. I've been in Porsche Super Cup 3 times. Kane's one of the fastest drivers out there, and he's battling it out. It's incredible. It's really, really I'm really proud of everybody involved. We're doing a great job.
Yeah, excellent stuff. Well, Brian, we'll let you head out. Anybody you want to shout out before we wrap this up and get ready for next season?
Yeah, just a big thank you to you guys for all the broadcasts. These are always awesome to go back and review. Shout out to all of the drivers in the academy who make this possible. It doesn't matter what we put out there. If they don't work hard, if they don't really give energy and effort to learning this stuff, we're not going to get very far. So the only reason we're able to progress like this is because of all the work each individual driver is putting in. So thank you to all of you guys.
Well, we appreciate it, Brian, and we appreciate all the drivers for showing up. Best of luck next season. We'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Take care.
Bye now. Okay, that was Coach Brian Lockwood. And fellas, that's going to pretty much wrap it up here for this season at the Almeida Race Academy. So Brian let it slip there. What's in store for the next season? A different car, track combos each week, which should bring a whole lot of excitement. It's been interesting to see how these drivers progress from last season being the M2 to this season being the Formula Ford 1600 to next season being a whole whack of different cars. So for myself, Rob Campbell, and Kyle Mills and Richard Swindells in the booth, we thank you and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
The Almeida Racing League is growing fast. Hundreds of drivers, multiple splits, broadcasted races, and it's not just about individual winning, it's a team championship. You race with your own squad, you learn how to compete, and you grow together. And we don't throw you into the races blindly. Every week, we help you prepare with pit parties to train side-by-side battles, workshops with live coaching, 20 driving challenges with full tutorials, and even group raids into official iRacing races after the league night. For just $25 a month, this is the most complete training experience in sim racing. Join us as a member today to start your advanced training and racing with us. I'll see you on track.